Okay. Well, I'm upside down. Let's see. There. All right. Well, I guess this is going to work. I'm trying to figure this out. Anyway, hey, everybody. I am deciding in this next part, I don't know what to look at. Yeah, there we go. In this next part of my challenge, I challenged myself 11 years ago to do a daily painting. And it was only going to be for like 30 days or whatever. And I just kind of kept going. And I'm over 4,000 now. And I thought, well, for this next section, do I just kind of keep going? Do I, what's the next part of this challenge? And so I thought, well, what if I live streamed it? And I'm really not sure what to do as far as live streaming. And it just kind of was this impulse around, I don't know, 6:30 tonight. So, okay, let's go for it and, see what I can do. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I paint usually. I mean, I'm an artist. So for those of you who know me, you know that already. But if you don't know me, then I am a professional working artist. I am an artist for teaching artist for Segerstrom's resident artist, and they send me in to teach the little guys, which is fun. And I also am a professor at Saddleback College, and I have my own practice and gallery. And so with all of that in my spare time, I want to paint, right? Anyway, a long time ago, I wasn't able to do that so often because I was raising my kids. And so that's when I started this daily practice of painting, just getting a little something in, even if it was just 10 minutes. And usually it was late at night before I go to bed. And so here we are tonight, it's getting to be that hour. It's like winding down. And so I thought, well, why not show people how that works? Because I'm always telling my students, you can fit this in, this daily, like even just sketching for 10 minutes a day is going to improve you. Then if you're not doing anything or just bemoaning and saying, oh gosh, I'll never be an artist or I'll never get better. If you set a time for yourself each day, at least give yourself that fun of say 10 minutes, right? Or 15 minutes, or maybe an hour if you can. But if it can't be an hour, it's not an hour. You take what you can get and you do a little bit, and that's just fine. So that's what I started doing 11 years ago. And I mean, I'm going to be starting year 12 come April. And it's like, wow, I've been doing this and I've never missed. And I'm really happy that I've never missed. Even when I'm sick, I was like, no, I got to at least do something. So I'll do some little tiny painting. And so sometimes, yeah, it's not always my big paintings, my studio work. That's my studio work. This is my just playtime. And oftentimes they are just like weird little experiments. I'm just throwing some charcoal around or some gouache. I'm sitting on the couch often, watching TV and just getting a little painting or sketching. And it's not a formal thought out painting most of the time. So, but it's the time that I generally learn and make new discoveries. And so it's a great thing as far as that goes. And so I just encourage you to join me. If, come, I'll see if I can turn this camera on every night, if I can make it work. And then, focus it down on what I'm making and you make along with me something. And, it doesn't, I'm not saying paint the thing I'm painting. Take one of my classes and we'll paint together and stuff like that too. But honestly, this is a way to unwind at night mainly. And even if you say, hey, I can't draw a stick figure, and a lot of people tell me that, and I love my beginning students. They're great, but they're so, sometimes like, I can't do this, and you can. You just do it. And don't worry about what anyone thinks. I think the beauty of being both an artist for Segerstrom's, I'm working with the little guys, littles. And my first graders are fearless, and they're not saying, oh, I can't do this, I'm not an artist. No, in fact, they're saying the opposite. One little girl, like the best story ever, she calls me over, she whispers to my ear, and she says, in real life, I'm an artist. So it's like, oh my gosh, that's so great. That is so great. Of course you are, of course. And so don't lose that. We tend to just care too much about what other people think, and just don't, just join me, grab a Sharpie, a pencil, doesn't matter, anything, box of crayons. I've got my crayons here because I always have my crayons nearby because, you never know when you want to be a kid and scribble something. Use that for that. Casual, it will be minutes, and it will more than likely always be late at night. Hopefully it records. I have no idea on this stuff, but I think it does. And so anyway, sometimes I'll just like pull out new supplies. Today I went to Art Supply Warehouse, had their big giant, semi-annual sale. And so of course I had to find some new toys. So sometimes that's why I'll just pull out something new to try, which I'm going to do today, and just see what happens with it. I got these, let me turn my camera down. See if that works. Turn it the right direction. Oh, yeah. I'm such a tech wizard here. All right. Yeah, or not. What am I doing? Oh, weird. It's backwards. Why is that? Because that's just to be upside down, so that has nothing to do with it. No idea. Oh, well. I will figure this out for next time. Anyway, I got these interesting looking watercolors. I've never tried this kind of watercolor before, but it looks like it could be fun, and there's some really pretty colors in there. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm just going to play with it. I got this paper. It's a Japanese paper that I wanted to try too, so I thought, why not? I don't know what I'm going to paint. I'm just going to see and play with it and see that works. Yeah, okay. So we'll see what happens. I got water, I got a brush, I got paint. I don't really need much more than that. I'll go get these wet and get started. Find out what happens. I'll drop some water into all of these. There's a bottle nearby, but maybe not. So you can't even see what I'm doing. So let's see. Move my little setup a little bit differently so I have more room. Okay. Just going to drop water into all of these wells. Activate the color, and just assuming it's going to be the same as regular watercolor as far as wetting them down. Usually I would spray it with a bottle. And I'm going to try not to be teaching mode here, but I can't help it. I kind of just do that. So I sort of teach as I go and talk. Anyway, let's see what happens to these. Yeah, they're wetting really nicely. So, ooh, that's nice color. I like that. Yeah, usually I have no set plan for what I'm going to do at night with my daily painting. Sometimes it's just like this. I got something new and I want to play with it and try. Sometimes I, do have an idea, but generally I don't. And that's the fun part about this, because I can really unwind and not have anything set that I'm doing. Whereas in the studio, I'm like doing sketches and planning things and doing thumbnails and really trying to work things out. And let's see what color that green is. Ooh, that's kind of fun. These are neat. I like the color. They're very vibrant. Anyway, just try and see what comes out of it. And sometimes I'll play for a bit, and then, as I'm playing, then I might get some idea. Maybe I'll take some other paper out and say, oh, wait, let me see what happens if I do this or that. Oh, it has a really nice glazing aspect. Love that. They're very transparent. Cool. I like that. Let's see what the red does. Let me get red in there. Ooh, very deep red. Oh, I'm going to like these. I think these are going to be fun. Gotta keep trying all the colors with the black. But of course, you can't see the black because I'm going to move my camera. The camera's going backwards. It's so weird. Oh well. I will figure it out maybe for next time. Let's see what the blue looks like. There's a dark blue and a medium blue. Oh, that's really a pretty color. Look at that. Whoa. And again, the glazing, because they're really transparent. I'm liking these. Not sure about the paper so much, but maybe. And let's see. It's a really pretty, kind of a turquoisey green here. Let me see what that one looks like. Ooh, that's nice. That's got a little bit more opacity to it. You can't see through it as much. You always tell when I've been with little kids. Explain my words. Oh, goodness. They're fun. It's just a playtime. It's really fun. Oftentimes, people say it's like 4,000 paintings. How do you come up with ideas? And that, like I said, these aren't like any really great ideas necessarily. It's usually just me playing and trying different things. But sometimes when you really just don't know, a lot of times I'll open up my camera, my phone photos and see what have I taken pictures of lately. What I'm wanting to work out, maybe for potential paintings in the future. But oftentimes when I really just don't know, it's just like getting out some paint and seeing what it does. And it's kind of fun because, gosh, all kinds of things can happen with this. And I guess the key for me too is just to sort of use this as an unwind time. Whereas, a little more orange in there, see what that does. If I use this to unwind, and if I'm getting super thrilled with everything that I'm putting down on the page, then I do, then sometimes it just ends up waking me up and energizing me, and then I just want to paint all night. That's the danger of it. So, but it's Friday, and we're on spring break, so I don't even teach tomorrow at all, which is nice. Generally, I teach a plein air class. So if you are hearing about this and you're over 18, you can sign up through Saddleback and take my plein air class. We go to different locations every Saturday. So we will probably be talking about that and sharing some of the things we're doing with you guys. I also teach beginning watercolor online, and I do an advanced portrait class online. That's through my own studio. I teach at my studio in Santa Ana. And and I have an intermediate oil and acrylic class through Saddleback. Those classes are through the Emeritus program, so they are free as long as you're 18 or over. Yeah, kind of liking this. This is sort of neat. Let's see. I didn't check that other blue. Let's see what that blue does. I don't know if I want maybe a little bit right in there. Maybe down there. Maybe a little in here. There. Yeah, this is fun. And just super relaxing. Really just playing with color. So I tell my students too, just get your box of crayons out or get your paint out and just start putting anything down. It doesn't matter, just like I'm doing. I don't really have a plan. I'm just playing with color to see what happens. And if it ends up to be, That's enough of a painting. I will call this a daily painting. I'll snap a picture of it and I'll put it on Facebook and Instagram because that's what I've been doing for 11 years. So sometimes people are surprised. They ask me how big it is. Sometimes I'll do a bigger painting, but generally I don't because my bigger paintings are in the studio. Those are a different purpose. These are just for me. And so they're little. Sometimes I'm practicing on, or just painting in a little sketchbook or something. Every now and then, yeah, if I have a canvas out or if I kind of got something started, sometimes you will see something show up that's like, oh, she was doing that with her little guys, or I was doing that with my other older students. And then it ends up being my daily painting because, gosh, I had too much grading to do that night. So it's like, okay, that's it. But I try to keep this generally, this is my do something, unwind, have a cup of tea, and go to bed. And that's that. So, yeah, I recommend these paints. These are neat. I think I'm going to have a really good time with them. They are, let's see, Yasutomo Authentic Japanese Watercolors. It's a traditional color set made specifically for rice paper. So that's what I'm painting on is a rice paper. And I guess you can do it also, that's for sketching illustration. You could do it on watercolor paper as well. But I thought, well, let's just try the real thing and use a really cool brush and go for it. So that's what I have done. And I'm pretty happy. I think I tried most of the colors. There's a few I haven't. There's a white, actually. Let me just see what that white does before we go. I'm going to keep these relative. Well, I'm just going to, there's not going to be any set time. It'll sometime be somewhat around 10 o'clock, usually when I'm finished grading and doing stuff. And, oh yeah, these are neat. Put some little dots. Yeah, it's a pretty opaque white. That's nice. Anyway, so yeah, they'll really be like, I'll get on here sometime around 10. You can be on the lookout and join me. Bring some paint or charcoal or crayons. I'll do different things every time. Because if you've looked at, I posted in my stories, Renee Ortiz Studios on Instagram, and I put it on my Facebook as well. I post it every night at some point, like by midnight or so. I post whatever I painted, and you'll just see. It's like there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's always like, yeah. Sometimes it's like some really neat gouache painting, and other times like, ooh, what was she thinking of? So I do figurative work, I do landscapes, still lifes, all of it. Which, yeah, I forgot I brought along a lemon. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll paint the lemon. You never know. But I kind of I'm happy with this. There's not like a lot of definition. That could be something I would want to do, but maybe not. I kind of like the way they flow together. Maybe not be so specific about it. Yeah, I think I'm happy just leaving it as it is. So let's see. If I bend that up that way, it's going to go the wrong way. So yeah, this is weird. All right. I'm going to figure out the whole camera thing because it's not working with the camera on my computer. So this is a plug-in camera that looks like it melted. So I'm a little bit concerned. Anyway, no idea how. Oh, well. Now that you know how I roll, I'm very casual, very just like, let's just do this and drink tea and go to bed. So, all right. You have a good night. I hope if you watch the recording of this sometime, it'll be there. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully I get better at it. And I'm just jumping off the cliff and doing it because, it's like, I don't know, I forget, like, I think I said 6:30 or something tonight. I thought, well, this would be a good idea. Let's just do it. I'm going to have to do a little research on how live streaming works and get a better setup going. But, why not? All right. Thank you very much for your patience if you watch this to the end. And hopefully I'll see you again. Let me know if you have questions.